Born in a yurt in the heart of the steppe. Your first sound, the howl of wolves. Your first scent, mare's milk and wood smoke. You were lashed to the saddle before you could even walk. You fall, you rise. You fall again, you rise again. The steppe knows no mercy. The weak die in winter. This isn't cruelty, it is selection. Your first bow at 3 years old. Shooting from the saddle at 5. Hitting the mark at a full gallop by 7. You hunt marmots, then wolves, then men. There is little difference. Food. Your horse matters more than a wife. A wife bears children. A horse saves your life. You keep 5 mounts, switching them mid-gallop. The enemy is exhausted. You are fresh. The Kurultai. The great Khan speaks. Heaven granted us the world. Those who resist are enemies of heaven. Do you believe? Temujin watches from above. The eternal blue sky. It never forgives a coward. The year 1206. Temujin becomes Genghis Khan, the shaker of the universe. He unites the tribes through blood and guile. Yesterday's enemies are today's brothers. The traitor is a dead man. The Yasa, the law of the steppe. Kill a Mongol, death. Steal a horse, death. Urinate in the water, death. Cowardice in battle, death for the entire squad of 10. You are responsible for your 9 brothers. They are responsible for you. There are no deserters. There is nowhere to run. The horde is family. The Tumen, 10,000 riders, divided into thousands, hundreds, and tens. Every man knows his place. An order flies from the Khan to the lowliest warrior in minutes. No army on earth ever dreamed of such coordination. The arrow. You carry 60. Light shafts for long range, heavy broadheads for the kill, whistling arrows for signals and terror. The enemy hears that shriek and soils himself. Your bow is no toy. Composite, horn, wood, and sinew. It takes a year to glue. A 75-kilogram draw weight. No European knight could pull it. You fire backward at a full gallop. The Parthian Shot. The enemy thinks you're fleeing. The enemy is dead. Armor. A silk shirt beneath a leather cuirass. An arrow hits the silk but cannot pierce it. The fabric stretches, making the arrowhead easy to pull. The wound does not fester. A Chinese trick, stolen along with their engineers. The camp. No supply train, no tents, no kitchens. You sleep in the saddle. You eat in the saddle. AK. Dried meat cured beneath the seat. Your horse warms and cooks your rations as you ride. Hunger. You slit a vein in your horse's neck, drink the blood, and ride on. The horse survives, and so do you. Khwarezm. The Shah executed the Khan's ambassadors. This was no insult. It was suicide. Genghis does not forgive. 200,000 Mongols against an empire of 1 million. They laughed. They laughed in vain. Tactics. Never storm the walls head-on. You feign weakness. You retreat. The enemy pursues for 1 day, 2, 3, until they are exhausted and overextended. Then, you turn. Encirclement. The Cauldron. The Telugma. The classic maneuver of the steppe. The siege. You don't know how to take a fortress, so you learn. Chinese engineers build your catapults. Persians dig your saps. You drive prisoners toward the walls first. Let the defenders slaughter their own. Psychology. It's cheaper than stones. The city falls. You breach the gates. A massacre? No. First, the sorting. Artisans to the left. They are useful. Beautiful women to the right. They will bear children. The rest go into the pit. You aren't a sadist. You are a pragmatist. The dead do not rebel. Pyramids of skulls. This isn't madness. It's advertising. The next city sees them and surrenders without a fight. Terror saves arrows. Baghdad, city of caliphs, center of the world. Hulagu leads the horde. The caliph laughed, claiming Allah would protect him. He didn't. The year, 1258. The walls fell in 2 weeks. The libraries burned until the Tigris ran black with ink and ash, then red with blood. 1 million corpses. They rolled the caliph in a carpet and trampled him with horses. A Mongol does not spill royal blood. Upon the earth. In our way, this is respect. Communication, the yam. Postal stations every 40 kilometers. Messengers ride day and night, changing horses but never their pace. A message flies from Beijing to the Volga in 2 weeks. For the Chinese emperors, it took months. The Khan knows everything. The Khan is everywhere. You watch your neighbor watches you. There are no spies, because everyone is a spy. The Khan's gifts. You receive your share of the loot. Silk from China, gold from Persia, slaves from Rus. You are richer than any European baron. Yesterday a shepherd, today you have 10 wives and a herd of 1,000. The ultimate social ladder, the Horse Horde. Rus. The princes are at each other's throats, ignoring the threat from the east. The Kalka River, 1223. A reconnaissance in force. We slaughtered them all. The princes were crushed under floorboards while we feasted above. They suffocated beneath the weight of the victors. This wasn't cruelty, it was a message. Ryazan, 1237. The city did not surrender. The city ceased to exist. Everyone is dead. Everyone. We left nothing alive, not even the dogs. Bata moves on. Vladimir, Moscow, Kiev. The cities fall like dominoes. Resistance is futile. Submission is the only hope. You collect the yasak, tribute in fur, silver, and blood. Every 10th youth is taken for the horde. They will become warriors or slaves. The choice is theirs. Europe. Liegnitz, 1241. Polish knights charge. Beautiful, heavy, slow. You retreat. They pursue. You turn. Arrows find the slits in their visors. Horses stumble. The knights sprawl like upturned turtles. You dismount and slit their throats. Easy work. Henry of Silesia is dead. We carry his head on a spear for all to see. The stench. You are used to it. Unwashed bodies, horse sweat, rotting corpses. To you, it is the scent of victory. The Europeans retch. They call us savages. We call them weaklings. Vienna is within reach. Europe trembles. Then, Great Khan Ogdi dies. Every prince must return to the Kurultai to elect a successor. You turn your horse east. Europe exhales. They think God saved them. No, Mongol politics saved them. Grass. There is too little grass in Europe. The horses starve. The horde cannot survive without the steppe. This isn't a defeat, it is logistics. Crisis. The Khans fight for power. Genghisids butcher one another. The empire cracks. You no longer know whom to serve. Yesterday's Khan is today's corpse. You pick a side. If you guess right, you live. If you guess wrong, your family is enslaved. The plague. 1346. Kaffa, the Genoese fortress. We cannot take it by storm. The commander orders the plague-ridden corpses catapulted over the walls. Biological warfare. The Genoese flee on their ships, carrying the pestilence to Europe. The Black Death claims 1/3 of the continent. We didn't intend this. We only intended to win. The collapse. The Golden Horde. The Chagatai Khanate. The Ilkhanate. The Yuan Empire. 4 fragments of a great empire. You serve the Khan of the Ulus. He barely remembers Genghis. He sips kumis and grows soft in his palace. Toktamish against Timur, the lame conqueror. He is no Genghisid, but he is more terrifying than any Khan. His army is a modernized horde. Our own methods turned against us. 1395, the horde is broken. Sarai is put to the torch. The great city on the Volga is reduced to ash. You flee into the wilderness. Your ancestors conquered the world. Now you hide from enemies in the same steppe they once claimed. The end of the horde. It shatters into minor khanates. Kazan, Astrakhan, Crimea, Siberia. Scavengers replace the great wolf. You serve the Crimean Khan. Raids on Rus. Slaves are the only currency left. You hunt peasants and sell them in Kaffa. The Turks pay in gold. The slave trade is the final remnant of an empire. 1552, Kazan falls. Ivan the Terrible takes the city. Now, we are subjects of the Russian Tsar. It is strange to serve those your ancestors once trampled. The Nogais, Bashkirs, Siberian Tatars, all bow. The horde becomes a part of Russia. Irony. Crimea holds out the longest as a Turkish protectorate. We still raid Moscow. 1571. Khan Devlet Jiri burns the city. The last triumph of the steppe. But it is a death rattle. Gunpowder defeats the arrow. Muskets outrange the bow. Stone fortresses do not burn. We are no longer a threat. We are a relic. 1783, Russia annexes Crimea. The last Khanate falls. 577 years after Genghis. An empire that owned half the world vanishes into the history books. Who were you? A horseman of the apocalypse to some, a unifier of Eurasia to others. You gave the world the postal system, religious tolerance, and international trade. You also gave the world mountains of corpses, charred cities, and the plague. Your genes remain in 1 out of every 16 men in Asia. Genghis Khan left more descendants than any man in history. You have vanished, but your blood flows through millions. Today, your descendants drive taxis in Ulaanbaatar or trade in the bazaars of Tashkent. Your great-great-grandson sits in a yurt with a solar panel on the roof and a smartphone in his hand. They do not remember you, but the steppe remembers. The wind sweeps dust over the kurgans. Beneath them lie your brothers, clutching bows that will never fire again. The horde is gone, the legend remains. Who was more fearsome, the Mongol with his arrow or the knight with his sword?